Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Let me start with a question. Have you ever felt a knot in your stomach while watching the news about wildfires, floods, or record-breaking heat waves? Maybe you found yourself lying awake at night thinking about what kind of world future generations will inherit. If so, you're not alone. That uneasy feeling has a name: climate anxiety. And today, we're going to talk about it. More specifically, I'll share 5 hidden triggers of climate anxiety that most people don't even realize are affecting them. By the end of this episode, you'll not only understand what fuels those feelings, but also gain a sense of hope and control in the face of such a massive challenge. What is climate anxiety? Before we dive into the hidden triggers, let's take a moment to understand what climate anxiety actually is. Simply put, climate anxiety is the distress or fear people feel when they think about the future of our planet and the ongoing environmental crisis. It's not an official medical diagnosis, but it's a very real psychological experience. Unlike general anxiety, which might be tied to everyday stressors like work or relationships, climate anxiety is rooted in something bigger: the survival of our world. It's the kind of anxiety that creeps in when you hear about melting glaciers, when you scroll past pictures of deforestation, or when your city experiences an extreme weather event. And here's the thing: feeling anxious about climate change isn't necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it shows that you care. The challenge is making sure that this concern doesn't turn into overwhelming fear or hopelessness. Let's face it, we live in an age of information overload. The news cycle is 24/7, and our social feeds are filled with alarming headlines: hottest day ever recorded, species on the brink of extinction, rising sea levels threaten millions. While staying informed is important, constant exposure to these headlines can leave you feeling powerless. Imagine drinking coffee. 1 cup wakes you up, but 10 cups in a row? You'd feel jittery, restless, and overwhelmed. The same happens when we consume climate news non-stop. So if you're feeling heavy, ask yourself, am I doom scrolling too much? Sometimes the best thing you can do for your mental health is to take a step back and set boundaries with the news. Here's another hidden trigger: direct experience with climate-related events. Maybe your hometown has been hit by wildfires. Maybe your family farm struggles with drought. Or maybe you live in a coastal area where flooding is becoming more frequent. Experiencing climate change firsthand transforms it from an abstract concept into a lived reality, and that makes the anxiety feel personal. Think about it this way: it's hard enough to plan your next career move or relationship when life feels uncertain. Now imagine that uncertainty stretched across the entire planet. No wonder it weighs so heavily on our minds. Here's another hidden trigger: direct experience with climate-related events. Maybe your hometown has been hit by wildfires, maybe your family farm struggles with drought, or maybe you live in a coastal area where flooding is becoming more frequent. Experiencing climate change firsthand transforms it from an abstract concept into a lived reality, and that makes the anxiety feel personal. Think about it this way: it's hard enough to plan your next career move or relationship when life feels uncertain. Now imagine that uncertainty stretched across the entire planet. No wonder it weighs so heavily on our minds. Let me ask you this: have you ever felt guilty for taking a flight, driving your car, or forgetting to recycle? This guilt is another hidden trigger for climate anxiety. We're constantly told that every little action matters, which is true, but the weight of responsibility can sometimes feel overwhelming. You might catch yourself thinking, am I doing enough? Is it even worth it if others aren't making the same effort? The reality is, while individual actions are meaningful, the climate crisis is not solely your burden to carry. Big changes also require systemic shifts, corporate accountability, and government policies. Yes, switch off the lights and bring your reusable bag, but also remember, it's not just about you. You're not alone in this fight. The human brain doesn't like uncertainty. We're wired to crave predictability, to know what's coming next. But climate change throws a wrench into that. What will the world look like in 20, 50, or 100 years? Will our children inherit a safe planet? Will entire communities need to relocate? These unanswered questions fuel anxiety because they challenge our sense of security and control. Think of it like this. It's hard enough to plan your next career move or relationship when life feels uncertain. Now imagine that uncertainty stretched across the entire planet. No wonder it weighs so heavily on our minds. Here's the final hidden trigger: social dynamics. Have you ever tried to bring up climate change at a family dinner or with friends, only to be dismissed as too negative or overly dramatic? That reaction can make you feel isolated and even ashamed for caring so deeply. On the flip side, being in social circles where activism is highly valued can create pressure too, the feeling that you're not doing enough compared to others. Either way, these social dynamics can amplify climate anxiety by making us feel judged, misunderstood, or alone. Coping strategies and moving toward hope. Okay, so we've uncovered 5 hidden triggers: constant exposure to climate news, personal connection to extreme weather, guilt and personal responsibility, uncertainty about the future, and social pressure and stigma. But what can we do about it? Here are a few practical strategies. Set boundaries with media. Stay informed but limit doom scrolling. Curate positive climate news too. Take action, however small. Plant a tree, join a local cleanup, support eco-friendly initiatives. Action replaces helplessness with empowerment. Find community. Join climate groups online or offline. Sharing your concerns with others can transform anxiety into collective strength. Practice self-care. Anxiety, no matter its source, needs care. Sleep well, exercise, and take mental health breaks. Focus on progress, not perfection. Remember, this is a global issue. You don't have to carry the weight of the world alone. Conclusion: inspiring and hopeful. So, here's the truth. Climate anxiety is real, and it's becoming more common as we face the challenges of a warming world. But it's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of awareness, of empathy, of care. If you felt that heavy knot in your chest, know this: you're not alone, and you're not powerless. Every small step matters, every conversation helps, and every action adds up. The future isn't written yet, and together we can still write a story of resilience, responsibility, and hope. So next time climate anxiety creeps in, take a breath and remind yourself, caring deeply is the first step towards creating real change, and that is something to feel proud of.